Hello, my lovely people. Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? Wow, look at all of you chatting away there. That's what I like to see. Right, so just to do a little sensor check, as always at the beginning of one of my lives, is the music low enough and can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. Wow, wow, wow. Hi, loud and clear. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Wow, there is loads of you. I can see you've all been chatting and saying hello, and we've got people from Hawaii, we've got Wales, we've got Northampton, we've got Southwest Florida. Hi, Ellie Stitcher. Good to see that you made the live. Hi, Teresa from Cooler, Netherlands. It was 35 degrees over here yesterday. Stayed all day indoor stitching. So we've got Iceland, we've got New Zealand. Wow, wow, wow. Look at you all. We've got a bit of Belfast going on, just on time. Finished my pizza. Oh, please don't mention food. I'll be salivating. Denver, Colorado. Los Angeles, South Africa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely for you to all come and hang out. This time it wasn't an impromptu one. I actually did post it on YouTube that I was going to do a live today. And then it dawned on me at about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon that I hadn't put anything on Instagram. So I quickly went and done a little post on Instagram as well. But it was a little bit delayed. So for those of you that didn't see the YouTube post come up, yeah, I did put it on Instagram. You know how crap I am. I'm terrible with social media. Hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Dawn. Welcome to the stream. Pennsylvania, North Dakota, Germany, Cork in Ireland. Sharon says it was slightly burnt, Teresa. I don't care. Pizza's pizza. It doesn't matter if it's burnt. Hello, Karen, my lovely friend. How are you, my sweetie? Are you okay? Hello in California. DP Cross Stitch, Crafty Max. Hi, welcome to the stream. See, you made it. Realised that I wrote wrong. I'm Abby from Cross and Crafts in Cornwall. Thank you for the reviews. Hi, Abby. Welcome to the stream. And just for those that don't know, Abby at Cross and Craft is the lady that I purchased my CXC threads from. Loving. So more about that. I've had so many questions asking me what my view is on it and what I think. So yeah, loving them so far. Hello in Australia. Wow. What time is it in Australia? I thought there was 12 hours. You must be a night owl, is all I can say. Hi, Desiree. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Your hair looks gorgeous, Teresa. Yeah, this is what happens when I wash it. But I haven't really done it. Well, for those of you that are out in the sunny US of A, we had like I don't know, some sort of spontaneous heat wave that took place. When was it? Yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before? And we got up to a whole whopping like 29 degrees. In fact, no, it was more than that. It was 32, so that's about 90 something ish. Of course, us British, we're not used to that sort of weather, so we was all melting, which I wasn't. I was fine. I laid on the deck and basked in the sun, but then had to go upstairs into the air conditioning with the girls, with the fluffy fur babies, because it just got really too hot for them. I don't think that's their first experience of hot weather. And then literally that was like the heat wave, like for a whole day. And then today it's been, well, yesterday, was it yesterday? I'm trying to remember when the heat wave is. Look how bad I am. It wasn't yesterday. So yesterday was cold. Yesterday went down to like 18 degrees. And I felt like I needed long sleeves on all of a sudden. It was just like, oh, so that's a little chilly. And then we had this monster thunderstorm that took place last night, which again is another first for the girls. They didn't like a thunderstorm. So I had to put them in their crates and cover them up because they hated the lightning. And it did come, admittedly, it did come right overhead. So it was very loud and the lightning was just intense. So, but again, still absolutely nothing like the light shows you guys get over in the States. But, you know, us British, we love to dramatise a little thunderstorm because we don't get them very often. So yeah, so back to the hair. So the worst part about the hair was the hair did have like, I don't know, it had like a pinky tinge in it. But because obviously I've been out in the sun, it's sort of gone a whole different colour. So it's just doing its own sweet thing at the moment. And I'm like, well, it is what it is, right? So heat wave was Friday. Yes, you're right, because it's Sunday today. I don't know why, but I keep thinking it's Saturday. So I apologise for my lack of staying on track. That's what happens when you sit around all week and then you sit around on the weekends. It's like your Saturdays and Sundays merge into your Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So, but not for much longer, let me tell you. Good morning in Oregon. That cold snap and storm sounds lovely. It's been in the 90s here in Colorado and it would be nice to have a break. Yeah, I must admit, I don't think I would like 90 degrees every day. Unless, of course, we had air conditioning wherever we went. That would be, yeah. I'm not sure my flowers would like it, though, because I'd have to spend too much time watering or having my irrigation system on all the time. That could put the water bill up quite high. I'm jealous we still haven't had a storm here yet. Oh, well, we definitely got that last night. Definitely. So that was, yeah. We had our own little lightning show going on last night. And me, I'm a bit of a storm chaser. You know, I love storms. I love to watch them roll in. And now that I've got an upstairs, because I was always on the ground floor, you didn't really see it coming over. So it would be like, it was only when it was almost on top of you that you would see it. Whereas now I've got an upstairs, I can look out and I can see it coming. It's, simple things, people. Simple things amuse me. So hello in Norway, welcome to the stream. Hi Isabel, sweetheart, welcome to the stream. Well, look at you. There's lots of you. There's a whole 195 of you on stream. Wow. Well, I suppose I should really head over and flip over to the stitching so you can see what my plan is. Now, oh, bear with people because the fire alarm's going on. Hold on a moment. I need to just put you on mute. Hello people, sorry about that. That was yeah, bad timing for I have no idea why my alarm just went off. It just decided to go off all by itself then. Yeah, I just checked around the house. It doesn't appear to be a fire, but and then obviously because we've got 9-foot ceilings in this house, so I can't reach the alarm. So you have to get on a chair, which, yeah, hence the reason why it took me a little while. It takes me a while to... I had to go and get Ben to get on a chair to get up and do a reset on it. It's gone off now, so if it goes back on, then I have no idea. There might be that there is actually something in the house. But I have just done a whole sweep of the house quickly just to make sure there's no electrical fault or fire. So, oh dear. Oh, that worries me then. I was like, my house is on fire. I've only just finished building it and now it's on fire. Oh dear. Where are we? Oh good, nothing scarier than a siren. You know what? I think that's one of my worst fears is that something like that would happen. Because yeah. Well, look, it wouldn't be one of my streams without some sort of drama to join. You know, I have to fill you in with the drama, people. What can I say? So as I was saying, I know, phew, right? Glad it's all right. Glad it was a false alarm. Yes, let's hope so. Do you know what? If it's a low battery, normally it tells me there's a low battery. It actually talks to you. It's one of those fire alarms. But it didn't do that. It was actually just going off. So that was really odd. Really odd. So if it goes off again, then yeah, I might need to rethink it. But at the moment, all looks good. Worst fears, even when we are building new too. Yeah. Right, so shall I fling you on over so that you can see what my plan is for today? Now, what I've done, because I know that there are some people that watch these chats or they watch these lives later. When I flip to the next screen, let's try that again. When I flip to the next screen, you can't see the chat. And I know that a lot of people then don't like watching the lives because it's like, well, they didn't actually know what was said. So I've put the chat on the next slide. You'll see what I mean. Look, let me just flick you over so that it doesn't sort of confuse you. So you can see up there is the chat. So for those that it's not for necessarily for us, but it's more for the sort of anyone that's watching afterwards and wants to see what was said. Because, well, this is just going to go to show you now how hard I find it to follow this chat and stitch and follow my chart and talk all at the same time. So yeah, watch this space, people. Oh, Kim says, I'm almost across the top row of pages on my first Haid. Congratulations, Kim. Oh, it's lovely when you get right the way across. Me and my blocks, up until now, I haven't been doing that. I've been doing page by page, but I'm transitioning it all over now that most of them are on Pattern Keeper so that it's sort of across the top and in staggers coming down. So yeah, I'm looking forward to actually getting the full way across one of my designs and being able to just come down in a diagonal so that I get changes of colour so I don't get bored being in the same place all the time. Michelle says, so hot here in Munich. Is it hot, sweetheart? Have you still got the heat wave? This reminds me of one time that I would hear a bird in the attic inside. My mum and me put a cup of water and some food in reach of the place where we heard the bird. Aww. Feeding the birds. Currently stitching High Heels collection, doing all three as one piece, looking beautiful. Oh, I can imagine, Jill. I reckon that looks amazing. I've still only done one shoe. I haven't got round to starting the next shoe. That's, yeah. I need to sort of get a wiggle on, don't I? Or a stitch on. Okay, bath time. Bye, you're coming. You're coming with me. Oh, bubbles, please. I just put my cat off my lap and now she's settled herself on my floss instead. Oh, I love it. You've got to love our little fur babies. Well, my fur baby's just sort of scratching at the door. So hopefully Lauren's going to come and get that little fur baby and take it away for a while. Just to get it out of my way. Having a heat wave here in Texas and air conditioning not working well. Hubby gone to get another unit until the serviceman can come take a look. Oh, yeah. I can imagine that your heat waves in Texas are not like our heat waves over here. When you say a heat wave, it's a true heat wave. Us soft Brits, you know, we have one day of like 90 degrees and everyone's like, we're melting. Right, okay, so I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the chat and do this at the same time. So yeah, best of luck to me, right? So as you can see, I'm working on my Little House Needleworks ABCs summer, because it is summer and I'm like, you know, I would really like to have a seasonal piece for summer because I don't have one, and it would be nice to get one done before the end of the summer. Right, now I've just realized I've got no pen with me again. Oh, I'm so disorganized, just a disorganized array. So let me just mark off on my chart what I've done. Okay, there we go. I'm loving your new needle minder. What, this one? This round one? The Dorset button? This is one of the ones that I bought when I was at the last retreat. And it's one of Desiree's Dorset buttons. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? But like I say, I think I mentioned it on my Flosstube monthly update when I actually got it, that the only problem with it is it doesn't come with a back magnet, which is fine because you can just get one of your other magnets and attach it to the back. But it's great for my Lowry because I don't need a magnet because it's metal, so it just holds on there. I have got one on my project here, but this is the one that either holds my chart and my needle. It just gives me more options, because otherwise, you know, it's one of those things that I sort of start off thinking, oh yeah, you know, I only need one needle minder on a project, but I just tend to sort of attach my needle wherever I fancy it. And before I know it, it goes all over the place. I have needles stuck to everything. Although I'm trying to be much better now because of the girls. Because it does worry me that one of the needles is going to drop off one of my projects and they're sort of into everything. And they want to eat everything. Absolutely everything. Last week had a heat wave index of 109 to 112 in North Carolina. Ouch. Definitely wouldn't be walking around barefoot then, would you? Snaps27, welcome to the stream. Yes, you did. I'm loving the little watermelon. Goes with my little watermelon. Look, I've got a little watermelon up there. With the ties that I use to hold my fabric, I found I use those. Ties. Oh, do you? What ties do you use? I've just realised, is that right? Oh yeah, that is right. Look. I'm starting to go wrong already. I've only actually been stitching for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes worth of stitching and it could all go very, very wrong. Hi Teresa, stitching on Rosewood Manor, a token of love for my husband. It's our 40th wedding anniversary next year. Wow, 40 years. Congratulations. How's it coming? Do you reckon you're going to make the target date? That always worries me, putting myself on a time limit. Hi Jeanette, welcome to the stream. Hey Tina. I always have 2 to 3 minders on my projects, but still put the needle in my mouth. How many of you do that? So we have all these gadgets and all this tech stuff that we buy, spend all of our pennies on, and they don't actually use it anyway. One of my cats is 5 days post-op from swallowing a needle off threads on my needlework. She's doing well. Oh, Cindy. Oh, don't. That frightens me. Well, good to hear that she's doing well. See, this is the problem with our little fur babies. They will insist on sort of eating things they're not supposed to. Why they feel the need to do that, I do not know. Honey brought a snail in to me. Oh, thanks. And she didn't try and eat it, which is, I suppose that's a saving grace. She didn't try and eat it, but it was the fact that she actually brought it indoors. And I was like, ew, ew, I don't want that in my house. I have enough trouble with them in the garden, eating all my plants. I've got a pillow pad that I use for my tablet, and my needles usually end up stuck in there. It's always good to have an extra magnet hanging around just to sort of catch anything. I tend to find that that's one of the other things, is if it misses one, it catches the next one on its way down, on its tumble. Stitching evening in the park. Oh, how far are you in? Stitchurovia. How are you finding the CXC threads? I'm loving the CXC threads, in all honesty. I've only got them for my dragon project at the moment, she says. I'm going to move the keyboard back. Hold on, people, because that's in the way. Just at the moment. So it's temporary. I'm just going to run my needle back up. Look at the state of the back of my work. It's disgraceful. But hey, I don't care what the back looks like. And since as I'm not even sending this to a framer to frame, I'm going to do this one myself. I really don't care. It's not like I need to worry about the fact someone's actually going to see it. How many of you are like that when you know that a framer's got to see the back of your work? You're like, ooh, maybe I should try and tidy that up a bit. Oh, look, the chat's disappearing off the screen, people. Live in Texas, and my roommate got in his truck yesterday and the thermostat said 108. Wow, that's hot. Yes, me too. Then try not to laugh. Not since I heard horror stories of people choking in needles. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't put a needle in my mouth because I would do that by accident. Breaking up these dang trees and lamp posts. Have 4 more trees to go. Do you know what? Come and do my trees for me then. Do you know what? I've purposely moved to a different section just so I don't have to do any more trees on it. Hello, beautiful lady. Glad to have caught your live. Hi, welcome to the stream. What a floss up. Hi, Teresa. Have just got in from a day at the stock carts and took a leaf out of your book, and I've took some stitching Christmas in June, a dimensions tree decoration of a train on plastic canvas. Oh, nothing like a bit. I've been working on my Christmas one upstairs, my winter one, and I was just like, no, I'm not working on that again. I've done a bit more Christmas in June, so I'm like, I'll probably join a bit more fun with the stitching Christmas in July, just because it seems right. But yeah, I'm already bored of stitching blue things and Christmassy things in June. I use my laptop as a needle minder. It has a magnet for screens to lock. It's a good idea, actually. My cat fights with my threads when I'm stitching. He's nuts. Do you know what? The girls have been pretty good. I mean, Bonbons has gone sort of gone to sort of not take a bite at the threads, but because I have mine on a ring, so where I have, you have to excuse this because it's a bit messy. So where I have like a ring, and then I hang my Annie's Keepers on there with my threads, and then hang it onto my Manelium stand. Because they're hanging, and sometimes if she goes past them, they do this. She does have a habit of wanting to just sort of have a little, and I'm like, don't you dare. They're mummies. Not to touch those. So far, she's not actually sat there eating them, which is great. Needle in my mouth. Hello in Stockholm. Welcome to the stream. Right, the chat's gone a bit crazy and I've missed loads. I'm notorious for putting needles in my mouth. One of my kids pointed that out to me and asked why I put the needle minder on them. And by so many needle minders, told her to mind her own business. Yeah, it's nothing like kids. You know, just, yeah. That's the sort of thing we'd say to our kids, right? Instead of ourselves. Hi, I'm working on Fairy Tale Land 2 by Soda Stitch. Lovely. stitch with my new start land that I love today, even if it be in Father's Day. Maybe while he's napping. Lovely. My husband went out. He's been away for the weekend. He rung me literally just before I was about to go live. Now, bearing in mind that I've sort of changed my setup slightly. So I'm actually using my phone as the camera that you are looking at me with. And then I've got my main camera overhead. And Chris, he rang me, but I have it on the camera the other way around. So I couldn't even answer the call to him. So I had to answer him on my watch. And I'm like, I thought I told you not to call me. I said, because I was going to be doing a live stream. And he was like, yeah, you told me 6 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, but it's like 5:02. And he was like, yeah. And I went, well, I can't answer you. I was like, I can't answer that phone because it's already hooked up. I'm not dismantling it now and then running the risk that it all goes very, very pear-shaped when I go live. And it doesn't work because I've had to disconnect it and reconnect it. So, yeah. He thought it was quite funny. He was like, make up your mind when you want me to ring you. I was like, I don't care that it's Father's Day. You're the one that went off out for the whole weekend. So he's been out racing all weekend, as usual. And he's on his way back now, but he won't be back until about 8:30. So the plan is, guys, it's coming up 6:30 now. So the plan is, I think Lauren's going live at 8 o'clock. So I need to try and get off of this stream by, say, 7:45, so that Lauren's got time to sort herself out and get on her stream. Because, yeah, we sort of take it in turns. We could do it at the same time, but with the girls, it could get a bit tricky. So I'm like, no, let's not do that. I said, I'll go first. I said, and you go second. And that way we can take turns in who's going to look after the girls. Just because it's earlier. If it was 8 o'clock at night, I think I would be a little bit more confident, or well, more so 9 o'clock at night. If I'd have gone with 9 o'clock at night, it would have been fine, probably, because the girls have just got to that stage now. I can't see what I'm doing, people. Hold on. Where's 3? The girls have just got to that stage, but by about 9 o'clock at night, they settle themselves down and sort of drift off to sleep. Whereas at the moment, because it's sort of 6:30 and they've had a nap this afternoon, yeah, the chances of them behaving themselves long enough for me to do this without you hearing absolute carnage going on in the background is, yeah, it's not likely to happen. Right, where are we on this chat? My Dimensions kit, oh, it just jumped. My Dimensions kit will be the death of me. It's never-ending Christmas projects. Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I've not been brave enough to do one. I have got a Dimensions kit, Christmas one. But I've not been brave enough to sort of plunge in there, in all fairness. I think the way the threads are on one of those thread cards scares me as well, because it's just like a whole hot mess of threads. Sometimes I actually prefer the idea of kitting it up myself because, yeah. But then you know what I'm like with these kits. Now, what did I do with my scissors, people? Don't you just love it when Teresa's organised? I had a pair of scissors here. I know I did. Where are... Oh, there they are, look. I told you I had them here. My sister swallowed a needle once after many years of sewing. Very scary. Yeah, no, it's not for the faint-hearted, is it? I made my mum some fragrance bags with a Christmas theme. Just put the spice in them and now my house smells like Christmas bake. I'm done with the holidays. Oh. What is it with people mentioning food? I'm starving. And I'm trying to be good because do you know what? Since I've been laid up with this hip, and I said to myself I wasn't going to sabotage myself. I said like I was going to be careful with the diet because I'm not moving around very much. I mean, I know I don't need to worry too much, but I still need to, yeah, be a bit careful because I don't want to put a ton of weight on and then have to try and get it back off afterwards. I like to be sort of at a certain weight and stay there. So I've said to myself I wasn't going to sabotage myself, and what have I done? I totally sabotaged myself. And the fact that I'd moved even less than I thought I was going to, yeah. Needless to say, I'm trying to be good, but salads suck right now. I've had so many salads, I'm sort of saladed out. Oh my god, I would end up in the ER if I put my needle in my mouth. Yeah, I think there's a few of us on this chat that would agree with you with that statement. Oh, hold up. The chat's jumped, people. Glad to have caught your live hot and sunny here. Hi, Sandra. Welcome to the stream from Florida. Is anyone else going to do the new mystery sale for Autumn Lane Stitchery? I haven't looked at that yet. I probably should Google it and have a little look. Is anyone else doing it? I have the chart you're working on. I love your colour change. We'll change mine. Yeah, I wanted mine because the colour change, you can see in the top, top right hand corner. It's supposed to be like oranges and, but I'm not really an orangey person and there's not really much in my house that's orange. So I thought I'm going to change it to like pinks and stuff. Just so that it goes with my house a bit more. But I literally just threw these colours together. I actually absolutely love it though, now that I've done it. But at first I was like, I have no idea if this is going to work out or whether it's not going to work out. Hang on, Silks for You. What colour am I using for this? Silks for You 04 April. Silks for You 04 April. There we go. So my grandmother had a mini dash hound and she got a needle in her paw. From then on she would hunt for them and pick them up with her front teeth and put on top of the toe of grandma's slipper on grandma's shoe. Oh wow, intelligent dog. Mine aren't that intelligent, I have to confess. Sharon says, does your daughter stitch too? Hell no. Far too boring, zero patience. Yep, Lauren would hate every minute of it. I have showed her how to do it and she's just like, I'm not interested, Mum. Really not interested. She's a gamer. She spends too much time gaming. What is Lauren's channel about? Stitching too? No, Lauren is a YouTube commentator and she does Sims and gaming. So she is Miss Lollipop. I think it's Miss Lollipop or Miss Lollipop Gaming. I'll have to post it. Unless Lauren's on the chat. Lauren, are you on the chat? Are you monitoring? I don't think she is. Hold on. Let me find her channel and I'll post it in the chat. So I'm going to multitask now. And hopefully not bash you around. So YouTube. Except the microphone's in the way. Just making it really tricky to see what I'm doing. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it is Miss Lollipop Gaming. Hold up. Now, how do I... Oh, is it Miss Lollipop Sims? I think it's... Well, her channel is Miss Lollipop Gaming. View details. No. Okay. I've got it. Right, let's see if this works, people. Oh, sign into chat. I am in chat, am I not? See, now it's not letting me sign into my own chat. Okay, I'm going to do it off the stream. Let me put it in here. Okay. So that is Lolly's. Oh, you call her Lauren, but I call her Lolly because it is Miss Lollipop. So that's how bad it is. We even call her Lolly. In fact, I think that's how she gave herself her name in the first place. Because we all called her Lolly, it made total sense that she would have a channel called Lolly. Okay, so let me just do this counting so we don't mess this up. So 1, that's 2. That's 3. Okay, so 2, 3. What are you stitching for Christmas? I have the reindeers and Santa from Mirabilia and I need to start but have not. So, procrastination is not my friend. I even have evening in the park in a Q-snap. So my Christmas, I've got Welcome Christmas, haven't I, that I'm doing. And I've got my Winter White Santa, which has started, but arguably it's negligible, the amount that I've actually stitched on that. There's really no excuse for it, I have to be honest. None whatsoever. And I've got my winter one. I'm trying to think what else I've got that's Christmassy. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got. But I think that's more than enough considering that I'm in the middle of summer. I don't need anything more wintry. My boys are 1.5 and they woke up at the butt crack of dawn. At the butt crack of dawn? But crashed at 8 p.m. See, now I'm an early riser, so that wouldn't bother me in the slightest. If they get up early in the morning and go to bed really early at night, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. At all. But to be honest, the girls, I can't really complain. The girls are not too bad. They don't get up super duper early, and if they do get up, they just want to come and lay on the bed with me. Although once I go back to work, that's going to stop as well. They're going to have to learn. It's going to be a whole new ritual for them. I'm not quite sure how they're going to handle all that, in all fairness, but they'll adapt. They'll adapt. Hi Teresa, can I ask how you decide to go from one full coverage to lots of projects on a rotation? I am still a full coverage, but want to do all the things. Worried I won't do the full coverage. Well, maybe just have, that's the thing with the full coverage is they take forever. They take so long to stitch and do that I found that it was getting to the point that you get a bit burnt out working on the same thing. So for me personally, it was like, well, if you don't want to go with all the things, why don't you sort of say, okay, well, I'll give myself obviously my one full coverage, which will be your full coverage, and then maybe go with one small, something sort of similar to this, and then maybe one medium one. And then that way you've got 3 to choose from, but the smalls will always get finished faster. But what I do is I make it so that I say to myself, well, if you've got 3 projects, I'll work on my full coverage for 2 weeks of the month. And the other 2 weeks, I can work on the other 2 projects if I want to. If you make it so that the other projects are like your backup projects, you don't have to do all the things, but you can do some of the things. That tends to, yeah, I think that would work better. I have missed so much of this chat. I think the chat's just jumped. Hey Gina, welcome to the stream, my lovely. Definitely can't stitch on one project at a time, get too bored. Yep, I'm down with that. And there was me, I used to be a monogamous stitcher where I just had the one project, and then I went to 2 projects, and then yeah, and then we all just fall down that lovely big fat rabbit hole. Hello Teresa, Tampa Bay, Florida has had several thunderstorms the past week with intense heat warnings. Lots of water and standing inside with the aircon. Oh, Rebecca, rather you than me, my lovely. Although, I would love to be there for a holiday. I could do that. Heat and everything. Just as long as you got the aircon, of course. Daphne says, I'm a mix of both. Love Sims and other games and love stitching. Currently working on Love Blossoms by Bothy. Yeah, I did try Sims for a little while, and Lauren did show me how to use it on the computer, but I've got to be honest, my mouse skills, she was appalled by my mouse skills and, you know, how you pan around. So, and after a little while, even I got bored of watching me trying to do it because it was awful. My oldest daughter finds stitching boring as well. She's an avid reader. My youngest daughter, she's only 2 years old. So we'll see about that. Yeah, 2 years old. She's got room. She's got room and time to decide. I must admit though, although Lauren loves gaming and she does a lot of gaming, you give her a good book to read and she is a sucker. She's one of those people like me where I start to read a book and I get so engrossed that when I next look up, it's broad daylight outside and I was only just going to read a couple of pages before I went to bed. And that's the problem with the books. So that's why both me and Lauren tend to go like audio books now, because yeah, we can set them so that they're on and then you can put a timer, like a sleep timer on it. And then that makes it so that you don't end up all night reading, because that would be bad, especially when you got to work the next day. What's this? Leslie said, yes, I love Teresa's voice too. I could listen to her all day. Really? What was the message? I didn't. I've obviously done like 1, 2, miss a few. Is it my dulcet tones? Or is it my Essex accent? What one is it that's doing you? Hannah says, hello, nearly 300 stitches into my hay today. My eyes are going crazy from shades of yellow. Oh, sweetheart, I feel for you. Do you know what? I had all intentions today that I was going to get all my stream stuff ready. Take the girls for a little walk. Do the housework. And then sit down and work on my Bella Filipina, my Mayari, in the living room. And just get some stitching done on her. Because that's on that really, really dark fabric. So I can only stitch in the daytime when I'm stitching on that. And I have to confess, by the time I'd done the housework and my little exercise, you know, do my exercises, because I still have to keep up with all my exercises that they gave me from the hospital. So doing my exercises, take the girls for like a little walk, because it helps stretch the hip out a little bit. By the time I'd done that, and then sort of, well, because you know, when you're recovering from surgery and you're trying to do silly things that you think you should be able to do, such as hoover the floor and mop the floor, you think it's like, well, that's not hard. But for me, it's still a massive deal. It takes forever to do these things. So by the time I'd done all that, I felt like I needed a nap. So I went for a nap, I'll be honest with you. Instead of actually sitting there stitching. So I really wanted to stitch on it and it just didn't happen. So this is the first time I've stitched today, is sitting here chatting with you, stitching. I used to play Sims. It was too time consuming in the end. I'm sure I was the oldest player. I don't think you are. Do you know what? Lauren's got some subscribers on her channel that watch her play and stream, and they're like in their 70s and 80s, and they're like regular people that come back and see her. I gave myself a weekly stitch count goal for my full coverage. Once I've hit, I can choose whatever else I like. That's a good shout. I like that idea. Except I don't really ever follow the stitch count. I'm not very good at that. But if you are a stitch count person, that would be the way that you could sort of have more than one project, but without sort of feeling that, you know, you're only ever working on one project, or feeling like everything's getting neglected. Teresa, your logo and graphics are super cute. Oh, thank you, my love. I'm pleased that you like them. I like them. The fact that I bounce up and down like this. I'm not quite sure. When I look at it, I'm not quite sure whether it reminds me of something out of... Oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen, if you're there. Back in the day of my era. Thunderbirds. That's it. So... I feel like a Thunderbird person when I look at it. So Susan says, I do something similar, Natalie. Just set a monthly goal. Yeah, see, goals are good. We always like goals. Have you started that sale yet? I'm invested in that little garlic boy. Max, welcome to the stream, my love. Have I started? Yes, I have started him. He has been started. Loving the CXC thread. So big up to Mags in the chat. She is the one that was the reason for the conversion from DMC to the CXC threads. Hang on, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. I have started him, however, you're gonna get all of the information before the end of the month. So because I didn't want to do all of his background, I've been trying to sort of work out how to remove the background myself. So I bought a fabric that was coloured. So this is the first time I'm doing like a full coveragey project that isn't on a gridded fabric. And I've gone with one that's like an ombre effect fabric. And I thought that was a great idea until I'm starting stitching on it, because in actual fact, the colour that I'm now stitching is so close to the fabric colour. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky, but I am loving it, and it has been started. I think I'm about between 400 and 700 stitches in, but I just seem to be just stitching the same colour at the moment, which is the same colour as the fabric, which, yeah, it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky. Okay, so I've just lost my spot again. My cats will not be happy when I go back to work next week. They're enjoying having me home for the last month. Yeah, that does happen. I'm going down the rabbit hole again. No stitching this week, tied up with my new granddaughter. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Are you a grandma or a nanny or a, nana? I love the way everyone calls, people something different. It's like, what are you? Are you a nanny? Are you a nana? Grandma? I'm not quite sure how I'd feel about being a grandma, in all fairness. May I ask what you do for work? Just curious. I'm a glorified skiv, is what I am. So no, I'm an executive PA up in the West End. So as a personal assistant, you are a personal assistant, and your boss appreciates you, or should do. But in all fairness, you are still a glorified skiv. So if he wants tea or coffee, or he's got meetings and he needs his lunch, then you go and get his lunch. There is more to it than that, obviously, but it is, yeah. But I mean, I rather like my job, in all fairness. My boss is very fair. He's been very understanding about my health issues. And he is pleasant to work with. You know, when you get some bosses where they're just like a tyrant, he's not like that. So I can't really complain. I just complain about having to travel all that way into London, in all fairness. True, your logo is so cute, and the little cartoony version of you. Been wondering if you designed it yourself or if you got an artist to do that. I did sub that out to someone, but I gave them the ideas of what I wanted and sort of said, well, look, this is sort of what I look like, but I want it like this and I want it like that. So it was like a collaborative thing. I'm just not, I'm not particularly a good artist, so I couldn't have drawn it up myself. They did a great job, but I did give them lots of like reference pictures and said what I wanted. So I still came up with the idea of it. They just sort of pulled it all together and made it look pretty. Ivy says, have you started the dragon? Yes, I have started the dragon. Kim says, I do the same thing. I do a monthly goal with a friend of mine for our Hades. This month was 5,000 stitches. I hit that yesterday. I'm taking a tiny modernist pattern with me on holiday this week. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Having those monthly goals where you give yourself a goal for number of stitches, that would make me feel like I'm under pressure. So I think as long as you're within your, what would be a reasonable amount of stitching for you, I think I would have to sort of sit and work out roughly how much I stitch on most of my projects to then give myself like a stitch goal. But I know a lot of people do. They love the fact that it's sort of, the challenge is to hit the goal and to get that many stitches in. Have you ever had a thread come loose because you didn't anchor it enough? No, in all fairness. Good question. No, never. I've not had any come loose. Because although you say I don't anchor it, because when I start at the top right, take it down, bring it up and then take it down again, it is sort of overlapping on itself slightly, and then by the time I've done the other leg, that bit at the back has been caught, so it's no different to an anchoring stitch, the same as everyone else does, if that makes any sense. Northern Crosses says, I stitch and play games, and they are great to combine, like stitching gaming themed things. I also just have full coverage pieces, never finished, but I don't mind. Welcome to the world of non-finishing. That's like me. I struggle to finish I have got a few now, admittedly, but I would like a few more. I'm very pleased to hear you started your garlic dragon, the CXC threads. Love the CXC threads too. Thanks for shouting out Cross and Crafts. I've almost forgiven you for outing me. Mags, come on, darling. You can't give me that sort of information and not expect me to share. Of course I'm going to shout you out. I can't say this person who wants to not be named told me about these threads, because that sounds really, I don't know, that sounds pretty shifty and shady, and you're not a shifty person. I don't think you're a shifty. You might think you're a shifty, but the whole incognito bit just can't happen. Not if you're gonna help me like that. But I do appreciate it. How's your project coming on? The one that you was working on at the retreat. I think you'd had the new start. Now I think it was one of the long dog samplers, wasn't it? You'll have to tell me. You'll have to tell me how you're getting on. But I'm guessing that you're still loving the CXC threads. See, it's not just me. So if you don't trust what I say, Maggie Kelly on the chat, she's also working with the CXC threads, and she was the one that actually pointed me in the right direction and gave me such a great steer on it. So there you go, Stag, just some more. Sorry, not sorry. I put times to mine 3 hours of this, 5 hours of that. Yeah, see, I'm a bit like that. I normally go with weeks or days. So I normally, if it's a certain project that I really don't like stitching on very much, I'll just say, well, I'll only have that out for 2 days. And then I'll have something out for 5 days. But I will have it in my mind roughly how much I want to stitch on stuff. Of course, it can all go pear-shaped. And I can change my mind if I'm really not feeling it. But if you have some sort of outline and plan, it does get easier. Caught Alive, hello from Oregon. Welcome to the stream, Amber. Lucky I have enough projects. No idea, she can call me whatever she wants as long as it's not rude. Oh, I'm not sure what I've just said. Hold on. So do you think it matters CXC threads aren't cotton? Not in the slightest. Are they not cotton? You would never know. Yeah. They feel lovely. I thought they were actually softer than DMCs when I stroke them. And like I say, I like the coverage. They're not so thick and fluffy that they're too thick, if that makes sense. They're just a bit more, yeah, a bit more fluffy than DMC, which just gives me that better coverage, I think. My grandson calls me Lala, and he gave me that name. Oh, I love that. Lala. So not Nanny, you're Lala. Your boss must miss you. He does, but I do have a covering PA at the moment. So there is a covering PA in place. And I contacted her again this week. And I've done like a little bit online this week, because there's a couple of things that, because I've got a cover PA and there's certain systems that I use that I can't sort of delegate. I can't put it to a delegation to someone else. So every month there's a few invoicey type things that need to be done in a certain system that she pings me to let me know that they're sitting in my inbox, and I just pop on and do them. So yeah, it works. He's got cover. She knows what she's doing, and she is a very proficient PA, so it actually helps me because I've actually got a PA rather than a temp that doesn't actually know the job. Which in my job can be a bit tricky, because you go back to sort of, you know, not really knowing what they've done and what they haven't done. Hey Mags, I'm in the UK. I can get CXC sets from Cross and Crafts and other people, but I use her and she's great. The numbers are the same as DMC. She has a Facebook page. Just sent her a photo. Yeah. See, this is it. I don't know the state of play for CXC threads out in the States, and I know that because I've had a couple of comments on my Flosstube video where I mentioned about the CXC threads, where there was a lady that was saying that she would love to try them. She's obviously not based here in the UK, and she was saying that wherever she is, they don't actually have them available. So the shipping cost is so high that it makes it pointless, and you might as well stay with the DMC threads. So I'm not quite sure whether that's a US thing and they just don't have them out in the US. And if anyone knows where you can get them from in the US. I mean, I know that Cross and Craft can ship them, but I don't know what the shipping would be, whether that actually is the reason. Sorry in response to if I am being called grandma, nanny, etc. So no idea. My granddaughter can call me what she likes as long as it's not rude. Oh, I'm following you now. Sorry. You know, it's just like, oh, have I missed something? I thought it was me you was referring to. As long as I'm not rude to you. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be rude to you. I don't think your grandchild will call you anything rude. I do like the fact that I'm trying to think what I called mine. I had nanny and nan. So I think I've got like... Although we did have... So because we reference like my mum and Darren's mum to Lauren as like Nanny Carol and Nanny Glor and Nan, but we used to call like her great Nan Lucy, and that sort of stuck. So she was always Nan Lucy, but it's like whenever like my mother-in-law turns up, I'll be like, hello Nanny Glor, just because I've spent so many years calling her Nanny Glor because it was Lauren or Lolly that I don't say hello Gloria. I say hello Nanny Glor. Too funny. So I'm in the USA, sadly. Kids come from Dad's Day. Gotta run. Thanks for the live stream. Love them. Happy stitching. Thank you for joining the stream. Have a lovely day. Lynn says, hi Teresa. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina in the States. Just found your channel about a week ago. My first live with you. Love watching. Welcome to the stream, Lynn. Hope you're enjoying yourself. So Cindy says over $30 to send to the USA. Ouch. So is that if we were sent, if it was being sent from the UK, Cindy? So if you was to get CXC threads here and had them shipped to you, it's over $30 in shipping, but from the UK. Is that right? Hannah says, have you seen Stitching Pow app? To complete my Haid by the time I'm 55, I need to be 95 stitches a day. Seems a tiny amount, but with work, house, granddaughter plus other projects, it seems massive. You say that, but how many of us actually only stitch 95 stitches a day? It's like when we sit down and have a session, you can do 500 or 600 or 700 stitches. So I always sort of don't worry too much about that, because that's the minimum you'd need on a daily count. But the likelihoods are when you sit down and you stitch for 2 or 3 hours on that project, you're actually stitching 300 stitches, 400 stitches, I think. So Karen, the needle bug, says, when I brought some CXC, had to get them from the UK, could not find them in the USA. Oh, so there isn't a supply of them in the USA. Do you mean there's actually something that the UK have got that America hasn't got? Really? It's unheard of. It's normally the other way round. In America, there's a brand called Sullivan's, and they are great and suitable to match DMC numbers and colours. They are very affordable too. I have seen Sullivan's. I don't know whether they're as fluffy, though. I don't know about... The one thing I like about the CXC threads is the coverage, I would argue, is better than the DMCs. That's my opinion so far. Oh, look, we've got people from Greensboro together. Small world. I don't know how big that Greensboro is. Is it like when I say London? Is it sort of on the same scale? Linda, hi Teresa. Do you think you would be able to tell if you mix DMCs and CXCs on one project and you can't notice it? Obviously it's the same with the DMC. So if I was doing a Haid project, for instance, that required, I don't know, 5 skeins of the same color, I wouldn't necessarily be happy to say get 1 skein of it and then go and get a different batch number and get a different lot of it, because I'm not sure 100% that the colors that the colors 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, counting, that the colors would not be noticeably different, because I have had that, and that's DMC to DMC. But that said, I think if you was to use, say for instance, you was to use, I don't know, DMC colors, but you needed 1 or 2 different colors that you had in the CXC but not in DMC, then yes. But would I start working with a DMC color and then switch that same color number with the CXC threads? No, not me personally. I wouldn't be that brave. Not without putting the strands side by side and actually doing like a reference check on the color. But if it was a brand new skein, then yes, I wouldn't qualm about that at all. I don't think they're not that much thicker that you would notice side by side one very thick stitch versus one very thin stitch. That's not how it would work. Oh, the chat's gone crazy. Hold on, people. Hold on. AliExpress has tons of CXC floss. They're based in China. The only thing that worries me about that is there are a few people that have commented in my comments of the video that said they went to AliExpress and messaged me on Facebook and said that the brand that they got from AliExpress weren't the CXC, even though they said they were the CXC threads. So I think you have to be a bit careful to make sure that they are the CXC threads and not like a cheaper knockoff of them. Because someone also said that about the CXC threads on Amazon. I think someone had ordered the CXC threads on Amazon, and when they turned up they said that they were CXC threads, but they weren't. They were just a cheaper alternative. Haven't found them in Canada either, just in Amazon, and the shipping is crazy. Yeah, see, there might be the problem. Denise says, I made it. Hi, Teresa. So good to see you. I hope all are having a good day. Evening for you over in the UK. I'm in the States, in Florida. It's a rainy day here, perfect for stitching. Yay for the rain. Sure, the gardens are loving it. We had rain last night, but it's not rained since, so I'm fine with that. I don't want any more rain. I want the sunshine to come back. Apparently it's supposed to hot up again towards the end of the week. I say hot up. It's not. It's going to be like 25, between 25 and 28. So still under 90. But for us, that's fine. And we do normally get quite a bit of humidity. So it can get a bit hot and sticky here. But it's a perfect temperature for sunbathing. So yeah, watch this space, people. Not much stitching. I'll be honest with you. On my monthly update at the end of this month, don't expect a lot, because I've really not been doing much stitching at all, because I've been spending all my time out in the garden because it's just been too glorious. But then it's too hot to sit and stitch, and because I'm only just working on my tan, I won't go and sit under the umbrella, which is about the only place I would go and do my stitching. Plus, right, so Stitchy Rovia says, plus ordering overseas, the custom charges may be lucky to miss it. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Linda, I mix, it's fine, you can't tell. Okay, so Stitching with the Kids says that she mixes her DMC and her CXC threads together in the same project, and she said it's fine, she can't tell. There are different quality CXC threads too. Yes, Ellie. I definitely think the ones that I got are, yeah, they're great. They must be more superior, because they are wonderful. So nice to see you, Teresa. Hi, Linda. Welcome to the stream. Don't trust Amazon. Oh, don't trust Amazon. They are genuine CXC. Mine were the cheap Chinese brands. Yep. I think that's where the problem comes in, is actually knowing that what you're ordering is actually CXC threads versus something that says that it's a CXC thread, but it isn't a CXC thread. Alison Whitmore, I use CXC and DMC blending all the time, especially for full coverage like Hades. I only use branded DMCs on Mirabilias because of the cost. There are many brands of floss. I agree. If it is a different colour, not the same colour. Yes. So, well, it appears that a lot of people are quite happy to mix and match, but I personally, I wouldn't use an existing DMC colour that I'd already started using and then switch it to CXC personally. But that's just me. That's not to say you can't, because when you hold the two colours together, if the two colours as two skeins, the DMC and the CXC thread, look identical to the eye, then I would have no qualms with that at all. I would, you know, pick up a CXC thread instead of a DMC without a qualm. I've seen CXC available on eBay in the past. At that time, it delivered from China. Haven't needed to research lately. See, this is it. I am skeptical. So the minute I mean, although I'm sitting here saying I'm loving my CXC threads, the fact that I go to a person that has the genuine CXC threads, Abby at Cross and Crafts, I think it's different. If someone said to me, are you going to go to eBay and get it, or AliExpress or Amazon and get it, I'm not 100% sure that I would, in all fairness, purely because I couldn't guarantee that what they're saying I'm getting is actually what I'm going to get. That's just my 2 penneth. You will notice the difference while stitching with both, but it shouldn't affect the look. CXC is fuller. Yeah, that's what I found. Lord Liberdon has an article on his blog of what to check for. Oh, does he? Ellie, do you reckon you can post that in the chat so that people can refer to it? If you're still on the stream, sweetheart. If you can just put the link in the chat. Or if not, send it to me and I'll put it in the chat, just so that someone's got some reference for that, because that would probably be helpful for those that are looking at what to check for to make sure that they are actually getting the CXC threads. Because I would hate for someone to be ripped off. Hi, Julia. Welcome to the streaming, Victoria. Okay, so I'm going to have to read through and miss a few because the chat is moved so fast that I've missed a load. Okay, so apparently the CXC threads, it's the barcode. If it starts with a 16, it's CXC. Okay. Well, I think if Ellie can post that in the chat, then that would help, because then that way everyone can go and have a little look. Right, so where are we at? Now, star. What did we make the star colour? Honeycomb. Silk and colour 077. Silk and colour 077, huh? That's it. We got it. There's going to be a bit of counting now, people, because there's like a bit where I'm going off in another direction. Wow, this thread is like one of those really fluffy threads. Look at it. It's lovely, but I always struggle to pull a strand of it. This is one of the silk and colour threads. Now, is that one strand or is that two? That looks like two to me. What do we reckon? Is that two? It is two strands. Look at that. This is the only trouble with picking all different threads, because I've got all different, totally different sort of brands. I've got Classic Colourworks that I'm working with this. I've got Silks for You. I've got Silk and Colour. I've got Threadworks. I'm trying to remember what this one was. Saltbush. What was Saltbush? Oh, that was a dinky dye colour as well. So I've got lots and lots of different ones that I just decided to go with for this project without any real rhyme or reason. So what's this? Thanks for all advice, very useful. I would not swap same colour, only different colours. Fairly new to cross stitch. Yeah, Linda, I personally wouldn't. I don't think. That's me personally. I wouldn't do it. CXC threads are not showing up on Etsy, but I'm not sure if they are the real deal. Like Ellie said, apparently there's a code. The code, sorry, is 14, not 16 at the end of the barcode. Apparently there's barcode that are on the threads. If Ellie doesn't get to put it up, so for those of you that are, you know, looking at the CXC threads but want to make sure that you're definitely getting CXC threads and not something else, if Ellie doesn't post the link in the chat, I will do it at the end of the stream, and I will put it in the chat so that there's a link for you to go and look at. So Lord, I always say his name wrong, Lord Liberdon, is it? There's an article on his blog apparently that gives you a bit of guidance on how to know that you're actually getting CXC threads. I have heard AliExpress is not a reputable company, copy charts and sell for less. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's the same as Amazon. If I get a choice, I would prefer to give someone like a smaller business or someone who's actually a business of cross stitch suppliers. I would rather go to them. Obviously all my tech stuff, I'll get that from Amazon. So all of my techie stuff I will get from Amazon, and some of my stitching stuff I'll get from Amazon if I can't get something here in the UK, but I can get it via Amazon in the UK. Other than that, I try and stick with our suppliers rather than just, you know, lining the pockets of these big companies like AliExpress. Hello from the Isle of Wight. I'm stitching on one of my Mirabilia whips, Moonflower. Got a Lowry stand recently, so I'm training myself to stitch two-handed. Welcome to the two-handed stitching. Karen the Needlebug's really trying to learn to remind herself how to stitch two-handed as well, aren't you, Karen? Because she's supposed to be, because she's got a poorly shoulder. Or poorly arm. And she's supposed to be resting it. Right, now let me just make sure that I'm figuring this out in the right place, people. So if that's, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, okay, so we want to come down 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Sorry if I've gone a bit quiet. Oh wow, that is a very long piece of thread. I'm going to have to be careful I don't knock the camera with this. Do you like Annie's Keepers? Yes, I do love my Annie's Keepers. However, at some point, she says, I am going to do a video where I talk about another little rabbit hole that I fell down. But it's not that I won't be using the Annie's Keepers and that I found something better. I'll be using one for one sort of thing and one for something else. So I will be doing a video. I just need to wait until there's a rainy day to pull it all out and video it so I can show it to you. But it is another thread system that I'm loving. But as you can see, I still absolutely love my Annie's Keepers because I still work, all of my projects have still got them for my actual projects. But for my storage of like where I'm storing, there's another cunning plan, and I'll explain it in a video. So I was just got online. Do not iron the CXC because it can melt. Maybe test that if you use friction pens for gridding. They are Chinese. Real one looks like DMC wrappers. If it's just a number, it's a no. I wouldn't iron directly on my project anyway. I normally use one of those, what do you call it? Iron blanket. Like it's a net that goes over the top of my stitching. And although I have my stitching, my iron hottish, I don't have it really hot. I just use a lot of steam for most of my projects, in all fairness. Because it's a bit like some of my projects have got the invisible thread, so again it's like a plastic, so I wouldn't iron directly on that, but I will still iron, but I'll just put a towel between my stitching and the iron and do it that way, just so that it gets the creases out, but without melting anything. Ali and Amazon are the worst of letting people sell knockoffs. Steer clear. Yeah, I try not to, in all fairness. Karen says, I can do it easy enough, just having trouble making it a habit. It's your new habit, sweetheart. Susan, can you say what type of scroll frames you have, please? I asked on PM on Instagram 2 ages ago. Oh, Susan, I'm sorry. You should know what I'm like with social media. Social media and me are not friends. We just don't get on because, yeah, so what scroll frames do I use? So I use the Manelium frames. I have got recently bought a quantum frame from Omanique. I still prefer the frames that I get from Needle Needs here in the UK, but I do know that there is a massive wait for them. So for anyone that's, you know, they're the ones to get. Not if you're in a rush for them, because yeah, as people on this stream will probably tell you, the waiting time for anything from Needle Needs is horrific. I have used the old-fashioned, you know, the ones that sort of you roll it in and then you put clips on, but I didn't like those. So it's definitely the quantum frames or the Needle Needs ones are the ones that I use, and I absolutely, yeah, I swear by them. Right, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's definitely an adjustment to stitch two-handed after stitching one-handed for so long. I do love the Lowry though. Yeah. See, this is it. I should really try and learn the other way. So I can only stitch two-handed. So I should probably learn to stitch with one hand, but even then I can't. I still balance it on my hand. I balance like my Q-snap on my hand and still stitch two-handed, even if I haven't got stand. So I don't think I'll ever the stitching, when I try and do the whole just stitch with one hand, it just takes so much longer for me. Whereas this is just so much faster. Although when I'm doing my live streams, there is absolutely nothing fast about my stitching because I'm trying to multitask, of which usually I fail miserably. I mean, this particular project that I'm working on now is one of the ones where, hold on. Yeah, like that. See, we've gone wrong. So this particular project is one of the ones that I've done live streams on, and I've had to pull out a lot of my stitching whenever I finish the live because I've gone wrong. But I'm hoping that I'm doing this a bit better so that I don't keep making mistakes. Hence the reason why I keep marking as well. I iron my CXCs all the time and have never had any of the melting, and I iron all of them. Good to know. Gina says Lord Libidon says the melting point of CXC is higher than the burning point of cotton. Is that what it says on his blog, Gina? Because if it is, then we know we can iron them. I bought a pattern off Amazon, which I thought was Dimensions. It came in a different packaging. Clearly a knockoff. Oh dear. People, there's a thunderstorm coming in. Can you bear with one moment? Because I just need to check that Lauren's with the girls, because they panicked yesterday and I don't want them to panic today, because I don't want them to be frightened of the storm. So I'll just hold that thought. What sort of a stream is this turning into today? Hold on, people. I will be right back. I promise. I'll turn the music back up for you so that at least you can listen to something. Oh, the joys, people, the joys. Well, the girls are in with Lauren, so fingers crossed it's going to be fine. And that they'll be fine with Lauren. But, yeah. If it gets too loud, then I may just have to call it a day for the stream, okay? So I don't know how loud this is going to get. If it's anything like yesterday's one, it would be too loud to try and do the stitching and talking to you because the thunder. And I've got all of the windows shut, so you shouldn't hear it too loud. Did you hear that? Did you hear it on the... Teresa, have you thought about going back and watching your first video and film reaction? I think that would be fun. Tina, that's not funny. No, I don't. I'll be like, oh no, we don't need to see that. Hello, Teresa. Lovely to see you and hope you're feeling better, Susie. Hi, Susie. Welcome to the stream, sweetheart. Sally says, I heard that. So you did hear the thunder then? Oh. Fingers crossed it's not going to come right overhead like it did yesterday. Because that was very loud. Very loud indeed. Good morning, friends from Alaska. Hello, welcome to the stream. I think we too got storms coming from southeast. Yeah. I've tried several times to stitch two-handed, but just can't get to grips with it. I'm going to give it another go with my Patoki Mini arriving in the next few weeks in the hope it makes it easier. The stands always make it easier to stitch two-handed. I don't know how anyone can stitch two-handed. I mean, I've learned to stitch two-handed without one, but I still have to balance my frames on something. So Gina says, right, so regarding the CXC threads, polyester is a higher temperature fibre and does melt at some point. However, the melting temperature is 50 degrees higher than the ignition point of cotton. Well, that's good to know. Oh, lovely. That means the thunderstorm's heading my way then. So DP Cross Stitch Crafty Max, where are you? I love that needle minder. It's gorgeous, isn't it? These are the Desiree needle minders. They're the Dorset buttons. Love, 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 love. Hi Teresa, I'm a regular Flosstube watcher. This is the first time I've been able to get a live stream, only because I saw you did Twitch and downloaded it. How do most people do it? Most people. So Flosstube is definitely very YouTube based, but there are some that are now switching over to Twitch. I like Twitch, but the problem is that most people that have worked out how to use YouTube don't really like Twitch. So I did do it so that I done Twitch lives, and I streamed live on there, and yeah, a lot of people were like, no, I prefer YouTube. So if the community is like more driven by YouTube, then YouTube it is for me, because I want to be where my friends are. But there are sort of gamer cross stitchers that, you know, they do their streaming from Twitch, but they're not quite like, so I think they do their streaming from Twitch, but where we do sort of these live streams, but then we also do our monthly updates and our recorded videos, I think that's where Flosstube. So then it would be difficult, because you'd have to expect people to go to Twitch to watch your live streams, but go to YouTube for the, you know, the general videos. So, and I think probably the community just prefers YouTube, in all fairness. And I did try to multi-stream, so I did try and sort of stream it so that it was streaming on Twitch and it was streaming on YouTube, but it ran into some technical difficulties when we did that. So when I spoke to my techie guru kid Lolly, she said you're best to just pick one, mum, and go with that. So I'm pretty sure that this is the platform that's preferred for the community. However, Twitch is probably the better platform to do the lives, but it is what it is. I'm fine with that. Love two-handed stitching. I switch back and forth. If I use a stand, I do two-handed, and if in a hoop, one-handed. I also do sewing method with little projects. She's a trooper. Susie, have you not heard the thunder coming in yet, or is it just me where it's coming in from Kent? I think it's coming in off of the Thames, because I know you're to the west of me, aren't you? Teresa, do you do Twitch? Sorry, on pause, but watching the chat and saw this. Laugh out loud. My youngest is here. I did do Twitch. So I've got a Twitch account, but I don't use the Twitch because most of the community don't like Twitch. Hold on a minute. Hold on, people. To that side. Oh, it's okay. I thought we'd gone wrong then. I thought I'd miscounted. So I've unhooked from Twitch to do the lives, and I do the lives through YouTube. So I'm on YouTube. Not to say that I won't ever do a Twitch live. I think if anyone was interested in a Twitch live, then of course I would be more than happy to do it direct to Twitch. But I think most of you prefer YouTube because it's your preferred social platform of choice. Still sunny in South Yorkshire. Lucky you. It's definitely not sunny here. We are about to go through a storm soon too. Under tornado warning at the moment, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Oh, rather you than me. If all I've got to worry about is a little few flashes of lightning and some thunder rumbles, then yeah, I think I've definitely got the better deal. There's a great website, Lightning Map, that gives real-time thunder and lightning if you're a geek enough to sit and watch how far away your storm is. Sharon M, I am that geek. I'm the one that sort of, once I see the flash of lightning, that counts 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 to work out how close it's getting. So you need, please put the link for that lightning map, put it in the chat so that I can go and refer back to it afterwards, because yeah, that's the sort of geeky stuff I'd like. I even look at my AccuWeather, which I can't look at now because I'm recording from my phone. But the AccuWeather is also the thing that I use that tells me how far away the storm is. And then I look on the radar to see where all the clouds are. So, yeah, Such a geek. Can I get Karen Needlebug on Twitch? Karen, are you on Twitch? Are you on Or are you on YouTube, sweetheart? Please, could you let Linda Glover know? I've only ever, I think Karen Needlebug normally is on YouTube. She normally does her lives on YouTube now. I am certainly a Stitcher and gamer, but I only watch. Maybe the gal who had the floss melt got the fake CXCs. Kendra, you might be right. That is a high possibility. How's your mum doing? Do you know what? Mummy's great. Mummy's been out and about. She's been gardening. She's been laying about in the sun on the sun lounger. Yeah. And would you believe it is, so we need to do a happy birthday in the chat to my mummy. It's my mum's birthday this week. My mum will be, I won't tell you how old she is, lover. She might not like that. But she's a mature woman. Very mature now. So yeah, it's mummy's birthday on Wednesday. So say happy birthday, mummy. She'll appreciate that, because although she doesn't necessarily sit and watch these lives whilst I'm doing them, she always plays them back and she always reads all of the comments and stuff. So she loves that. So yeah. So happy birthdays to mummy in the chat, please. Stitching Jules is on Twitch. Yes, she is. But right, so Gina Stitches. If you haven't, right, so just so that you know, so there's a few people that are in this chat that are fellow Flosstubers. Gina Stitches is new to Flosstube, and she has a lovely channel, and it is Gina Stitches. Make sure that you head on over and go and check out hers. Who else have we got? You've obviously got Karen the Needlebug. She is in the chat. She has her. Is there anybody else? Anybody else that's in the chat that's got a Flosstube channel or a Twitch channel? I tell you what, because we're all sitting here, you know, collaboratively chatting about stuff. If you are a Flosstuber or you make your videos and you post them either on Twitch or you go live on either Twitch or YouTube, can you put in the chat what your names are, like your channel names, and whether it is YouTube channel or whether it's a Twitch channel, so that people that are in the chat can, you know, go and check you out, because it's, yeah, I think that's a good thing to do, because it's always nice to know that there's other people that make YouTube channels, and if they do, that they get a good shout out. And it's things like this where you're on a chat and I'm sitting here thinking, oh well, that person's just a person, but in actual fact they've got their whole channel and I could go and watch their videos, or I could go and watch their lives. So yeah, put it in the chat, please. So the question is, does Twitch do subtitles? I'm not 100% sure. Any ideas? Anyone know the answer to the question? I'm not 100% sure if you can get subtitles. I'm sure someone knows. I'm sitting in the lounge trying my hardest to listen to your live, though my headphones, whilst hubby is watching last night's Isle of Wight Music Festival very loudly. Got to love them. I love the fact that my husband goes out and goes away for the weekend, because my weekend is my own. There's nothing quite like a weekend of your own, is there? Just call me Max. I'm up the road from you in Suffolk. Hi Max, welcome in Suffolk. Well, I've always said welcome in Suffolk. I hope the bubble bath was nice. Did we have bubbles in our bubble bath? I have the lightning map on Weatherbug. Oh, I need to see that. I need to see this lightning thing. I've lost so many. Oh, look at all the lovely happy birthdays to mummy. Oh, Kindred Stitcher. Hi, Kindred Stitcher. I watch your channel. The Danish Stitcher on YouTube, English and German. Oh, I watched the Danish Stitcher as well. See, this is it. If I didn't, well, I just wouldn't know, because I don't know that you're there. So the fact that you've now shouted out, yeah. Anybody else that's got a channel? Tea Time Stitcher. So that's Isabel. She does YouTube. She has a YouTube channel which she does cross stitch in French. The only problem is, sweetheart, the subtitles are in French, because I did try to watch And obviously I don't speak French. I would love to watch your channel with the subtitles turned to English. There is a way, you know, if you would be interested in just a few more extra steps to get your subtitles in English, I could help you with that. There is a trick of how to do it, and it's free, so it doesn't cost you anything. But there is a step after you've uploaded the video. So let me know, Isabel, if you would be interested, and I can show you, because that's what I do for mine. Because there's a lot of people that are in Spanish that requested that I had Spanish subtitles. So I can actually change or make it so that not only have I got English, but I've got, you know, French or Spanish subtitles, and it's free as well. So Karen the Needlebug, yep. How can I not know your channel, sweetheart? Royal Stitcher Alison has a great channel. Check her out. Oh, Royal Stitcher Alison. Haven't seen that one. I'll have to go look. Ellie Welly Stitcher, yes. Flosstube, Ellie Welly Stitcher. How can we forget you, sweetheart? Ellie posted a video up yesterday, wasn't it, Ellie? I'm still halfway through it, sweets. I haven't made it to the end yet, so I can't comment, but I will do. My hubby is napping. I'm back to stitching. Good stuff. Lots of happy birthdays to Mummy. Adventures of Stitching on YouTube, and haven't gotten in the groove yet, so not sure which direction I'm going with it as far as lives or Stitch with me's. Doesn't matter which way you're going with it. Go live or do Stitch with me's, makes no difference, as long as we can sit and watch and we can see all the stitching. That's all we're interested in. DP Cross Stitch Crafty Max, so Max. I have a channel that I do. Started off diamond painting, now I'm adding cross stitch. Good to know. So if there's any of you that like a bit of diamond painting, there's another one. I'm a newbie since January, but I'm loving sharing on Flosstube with like-minded people. Great stuff. How do you do that? Yes, I'm interested. Isabel, we will take the conversation about the subtitles offline. And yeah, I can message you and I can give you a couple of links of where you do it and how to do it. Maybe we need a call, sweetie. We might need to do a Zoom call so that I can share my screen and show you. But it's super easy. All you need is a couple of link things and where to put it, and it's so easy. I would love to watch your YouTube channels, and if I can see the subtitles in English, yeah, that would be fabulous. You never know, I might actually learn French out of it as well, which is always good. Yes, help please. Send me some help to watch other language YouTube. Yes, help please. Send me some help to watch other... Well, the problem is you can only do it if you are the creator of the video. So if you're a creator of videos on YouTube and you have normal, because YouTube will automatically generate the subtitles in your language, but there is a place where I've worked out how you can get the file out of your YouTube channel and convert so that you can then upload another language. So it won't help for those that are viewing somebody else's videos, because you won't be able to then get it switched over. But if it's your videos where you can actually get the file, then it can be done. Royal Stitcher has just done a Discord also. Ooh. Hey, Mummy's in the chat. So Carol Hayden, look, there she is in the chat. That is the birthday girl. That is Mummy. Mummy's birthday this week. She's so excited, aren't you, Mum? I know you are. She's probably going to be like, did you have to do that? Yes, I did. It's Mummy's birthday. And fingers crossed, I think the storm might have bypassed us. But fingers crossed, the weather is supposed to be picking up later this week. So by the time we get to Mummy's birthday, it should be lovely, glorious weather. So, Mum, you'll be able to chill out in the garden for your birthday, unlike other years where it's been freezing. Hi Teresa, it's so good to catch you live. I hope you and your hip are doing okay. Do you know what? The hip is coming along lovely. Still gets a little, I still have a few issues. We're not quite there yet, but I'm not going to complain because the pain that I was in before, it's gone. It's gone. This is all just recovery pain now, so I could do this all day long. Can you send your rain our way? We are in a heat advisory that started yesterday at noon and goes through tomorrow night. Heat index up to 105 Fahrenheit, so that's 40 Celsius. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's too hot. Far too hot. Have enjoyed watching your YouTube channel. Really like the projects you show. We'll look forward to more live chats. Hopefully, that's the plan. I just need to get the rhythm going. As you can see, I've not stitched that much. Do you know what? I'm just looking at the time, people. I'm going to have to go shortly. So I think I'm going to stop stitching because I'm trying to watch the chat. But I have stitched. So today I've completed the Y. I've completed the Z. And I'm just in the middle of doing a little beehive here. So we did get stitching. We done stitching and I chatted. And I've managed to stay with most of the chat. I know I might have done like 1, 2, miss a few. That's not unusual for me. Kel Stitches is a new floss tuber is good too. Good stuff. Cracking up laughing. My mum is asking why patterns also have the alphabet. Laugh out loud. I really do not know how to answer this. Also told her that I drop everything just to watch Teresa. Please say hi to Jane. Hi Jane! You must be the mummy. So what was your mum asking? My mum is asking why patterns always have the alphabet. It does seem to be that a lot of them have got alphabets, doesn't it? But I don't have that many alphabets. This is my first alphabet, in all fairness. I think they're classed as samplers, aren't they? Yes. Yes, they are sort of like alphabet samplers. Nothing like a good alphabet sampler. But the fact that you drop everything for Teresa, I'm loving that. So, hello, mummy. Hello, mummy to Stacey. Downloaded Discord, but could not get it to live stream. Oh. Thanks, Teresa. Really enjoyed it. Take care. You did amazing keeping up with the chat. I tried. I wouldn't say it was an amazing job, considering we had so many interruptions in the end. But I did manage to get a fair amount of stitching done. Let's fling on over. There we go. There we go. I also love Stitch with Me's and with the person talking and sharing of life and stories. Well, you definitely get lots of life and stories with me, but you get lots of other stuff. you get a bit of everything. So you get a little bit of me, a little bit about my mum's birthday, a little bit about the girls. And at this rate, you might get a little bit of thunder and lightning if I don't hurry up and get off because, I don't know, it's gone very, very dark. It's very, very dark and the rain keeps attempting it, but it seems like the thunder seems to have disappeared in the background again. So I don't know if it's gone off in another direction. Who knows? Would like to know what needles you use. So I either use Bowen needles or John James needles. But I use petites. I don't use long needles. Mine are very short needles. I do have a few long ones, but I tend to struggle to stitch with long needles. I'll be fair with you. I'm nearly done with my gridding, so thank you for the time. Do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure. I've had a total blast. And given that the last live stream I did was an impromptu one, just to sort of, you know, stick my toe in and see how good it was. Do you know what? I've done this one and it's reminded me exactly how much I've missed stitching and chatting. Yes, don't get me wrong. I do sort of sit there flapping sometimes because I'm like, oh no, I've missed half of the things that people have said. But I absolutely have a blast whenever I do this. So, and it's all because of you guys, because you are always so lovely and you come on and you join the stream and you join the chat. And then some of you sit there quietly in the distance and all of a sudden you pop up, which is what I do. I'll be honest with you. I do watch a lot of the lives, but because I'm stitching and I'm watching it on the telly, I don't necessarily message. So please don't think that I'm not, you know, I don't return the favour of going on people's live streams and stitch and watch. I do. It's just that normally I'm so busy trying to actually do some stitching that it's like, well, if I start messaging and leaving comments, then I don't actually do stitching. I'm just sitting there messaging and leaving comments. In fact, that might be the topic for next live stream, where you tell me how you actually do stitching and do your messaging and do all the things, because you're obviously better multitaskers than I am. So yeah. So fingers crossed, if all goes in according to plan and there's, you know, nothing comes up for next weekend, I will try to post up later in the week another live stream for next week. So if, you know, if you're all at a loose end or you're bored, fancy a stitch and chat, fingers crossed I'll be able to do another live next week. That's the plan. As long as hubby's out of the way and it's all quiet on the Western Front. So yeah, again, thank you so much, people. It's been an absolute blast. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to seeing you all soon. And if I don't manage to get a live, then obviously the monthly end of the monthly update will come in, where there's very little stitching because I've not done that much this month, but at least you'll see what we've done today. So yeah, thanks ever so much, people. Have a lovely rest of the weekend, evening, whichever one it is for you. And I will see you all very, very soon. And again, thank you for joining. Bye bye for now.